Thank you for checking out my video. I really love Hatsune Miku and enjoy sharing some of that dedication by making videos all about her. To improve my content, I decided to launch my Patreon page, where you can support me if you feel like Miku's magic reached you by watching them, with neat rewards waiting too. Link in the description. Well, that's all, and now enjoy the new video. Hi guys, thank you for checking out my newest video. I'm Kevin from the channel Hatsune Miku. So it's finally the day Project Diva Future Tone has been released in the West, and since I'm a guy who has played the game ever since the release in June in Japan, I thought it might be helpful for some people to make an advice video on like pro tips on how to play the game, since this game is very different compared to the other Project Diva games. So even if you played them before, you might be a bit lost. So I thought a video like that might be interesting, but I'm not going to do the video alone. I invited a good friend of mine who has also never played the game before, so that might be interesting. He's already a bit late, so I hope... I think there he is. Come in. Oh, hi Kevin, Alter. Ey, sorry für die Verspätung, gell, aber es ist so scheiß klein auf den Straßen. Ich hab fast eine Frau überfahren, kannst du es glauben? Das ist so ein scheiß Dreck. Hi there, but don't worry about it, it's no problem at all. But please don't speak German today, because I'm actually making a video right now and most of my audience don't actually understand German, so... Oh, je comprends maintenant, en français. Yeah, okay, just... by the way, what the heck did you do with your hair? Just shut up! Sorry. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you again, what the fuck did you do with your hair? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? We're going to give me pro tips on this new Hatsune Miku game, so I'm prepared. Only this extra hair was just way too hot. Okay, whatever, just sit down. And her name is Miku, not Mike. So let's go. I'm gonna teach you now. Better be prepared. What the fuck is up with that? That isn't even a real picture. That's boring. What the fuck? Yeah, you're right. It's just a simple mistake here in the options. Okay. But very simple fix for that. You just have to go to this option here for load screen options and then select PV photo. So from here on, every time you go to any loading screen in the game, you will see all the beautiful pictures you've taken in PV mode. And of course you know about that, right? So in PV mode you just press the triangle button. Well, not here, in PV mode, to take a picture at any time. And by the way, at any song, to go to the recommended module immediately, you just have to press R2 and L2 at the same time, and then there you go. That's the recommended module, but of course you have to buy it first if you haven't. I see. One other thing I want to show you. Have a look at this. This is what the game designers think the buttons should look like. You see that? There's two of them are arrows and the other are the regular symbols. They made that way because they thought that it's easier for your brain to process, especially when there are multiple buttons to press at the same time. But you have to change it. In the customize screen here in the last option, you just go to the melody icons and go to number 5. And this way, all of them will be just the regular symbols. In my opinion, it's much easier for your brain to process that. Got it? Okay. Thank you. So one other thing I want to mention, have a listen. Do you hear anything? Well, of course not, because I just disabled the button sounds. And you might think as a beginner it's nicer playing the game like that because of no annoying sounds, but I really recommend turning it on here in the options, because that way you have a feedback on what you play, obviously, and it will be actually much easier playing the game because you know the exact moment you press the button, and then you can judge much better if it's the right timing. Okay? Did you say something? That's really important in my opinion. Oh, sorry. The next thing I want to quickly show you isn't really a secret, but still, press R2 and L2 at the same time in the songs menu to get this survival code, and there you have to play 5 songs back to back in different difficulty levels without failing, because if you drop out in one, you fail, and then all the scores will be added together, and it's just a really fun challenge. So definitely give it a try. The only reason I mention it is because unless you read the instructions here in the options menu, well, here it says it, then you won't know about it. So just to make sure you don't miss that great feature, R2, L2 in the songs menu. Okay, got it. Thank you. One more thing I want to mention, as you might have seen, there are ranks in the game, with 39 being the max. I already have it, and you might be confused sometimes if you don't race in a rank. Well, it gets harder and harder once you pro 39, and it only gets you a better rank in the end if you get a better ranking in a song. So if you previously had great, you have to get an excellent. It's no use just getting a better score, you have to get a better rank. And also it doesn't count for extra extreme for some reason. So if you're confused on why you don't get a better rank, that might be the reason. Okay. So let's talk about something very advanced for once.
Totally ready for that.
If you're going for a top score in a song, so you want to go very high in the leaderboard, sometimes what you have to do is the following. So you build up the hold notes here, but then
What are hold notes?
you ignore all the other notes. Because, but what's very important for the score is the maximum hold bonus. So yeah, very often what you have to do if you go for a very high score, you actually don't go for a perfect at all, but you ignore notes. Stupid, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is.
What are you talking about? Whatever.
Number 4.
One other thing I want to mention, it might sound a bit stupid, but it really helps in my opinion, so it might help other people too. So if there's a really confusing note pattern, right, so there's a lot of changes and you mess up constantly, what helps me is to look ahead already, so my brain can already process the next few notes, and then it really helps me improving on that part, so really try that out. And also something very important, please don't play by what you see on the screen, so you don't press the button when you see it, but please go by what you hear. And only that way you will become a real pro, I guarantee it you.
You're such a pervert, Kevin, you know that? Unbelievable.
Number 3.
Okay, so if you're really struggling with something in the game, there's a lot of help options too. So here on the screen where you configure the button layout, for example, you can set one button to multiple buttons. So if you press that from now on, like all these 3 for example will be pressed at the same time for you automatically. So this can make it easier for you. And then also, usually when you mess up a note, Miku will stop singing, and it might be even more confusing for you if you're still learning the song, but you can turn it off, so Miku will always sing. So and then for the double notes, and of course that's always very confusing, so multiples you have to press at the same time, there's also help options. If you turn this one on, there will be a little picture on screen showing you exactly the buttons you have to press. And for this one here, if you mess up the double notes, you won't like lose any life. So this is also a big help, as well of course as the practice mode, where you can just go to any point in the song and practice it. So yeah, no excuses. There's a lot of help options in the game.
Got it.
Number 2.
Something really important, something to do as soon as possible when you go to extreme mode is learn how to spam. So if there's like a lot of notes coming, don't just press one side on the controller, but alternate between them. Because otherwise you won't have any chance. It might be very hard at first, but you really have to go to practice mode and learn it, because otherwise you won't stand any chance in extreme mode. And that counts as well for the multiple notes at the same time, maybe also learn the patterns, and also they even have like what I call mix spams, where there's for example the circle note and then the downmost button on the controller, and they alternate between that. So I don't know how to give you any more advice than that. It's just learn it as soon as possible when going for extreme, because otherwise your life will be miserable.
Very miserable indeed right now. Not even listening to me.
Number 1.
Okay, the last advice I got for you is go to the settings menu and set all of the normal buttons to the trigger buttons too. That way, when there's a hold note coming up, you can just press the trigger button and hold it down indefinitely, because what will you do if you like hold down this button and then there's a spam coming out or something? It's just much harder doing that. And what I found out, it's just much easier using these buttons for the hold notes. And you might think now that's just advanced technique because I'm only going for a good like rank in the game. But keep in mind, if you have all the hold bonuses, it even adds up for your percentage, as well as the difference between cool and fine. All of that counts towards the percentage, so in essence to the better rank. So all of these little things, you have to pay attention to them, because only that way you might get an excellent instead of a great rank in the song. So thank you very much for watching, and all you guys that now got Future Tone now that it's finally released in the West, I hope you got some helpful advice in the video. I hope now you have a better idea on how to play the game. And if you enjoyed this video, you can also consider subscribing to my channel, because I do all kinds of Miku stuff, because I love Miku very much. Also you can give the video a thumbs up, it really helps out. Give a comment on the video, maybe even share with your friends. So that's everything I got for today. Stay tuned and see you in the next video. Have a happy Miku day. Bye!